We're going live, another session, and it's going to be great. Let me just test everything that we have. All the streams on all the channels, from Twitter, Twitch to YouTube and Kick. And I think we're live. What a time, what a time. This is really amazing because basically we're looking at $4,000 on Ethereum. Finally, we broke that point, so it's really amazing. I'm just testing right now whether there's live action everywhere that you can see and join to really participate in this great moment. And also, our trades from last stream on last Monday basically all hit. So you can have a look already. I'm going to remind you what we did. We basically did a fart coin long, and that hit. We closed it automatically at $1. The price we were buying that a little bit lower, and Sol is just hitting. I'm going to close that right now as we start to have it on stream, because as we mentioned, everything has to be on stream. That's the rules of this stream. And basically we almost doubled our account now from $1,000 to close to $2,000. So I think this is pretty cool. Now let's have a look and analyze what's happening, and also look at this amazing candle on ETH that we're of course going to trade in a moment. Probably shorting it actually, because of course I'm super bullish Ethereum long term. It's going to $10,000 and beyond, at least in a couple of years. I think that's a great chance. Of course, nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose your capital, but here we have a pretty amazing price action. And usually after such bumps, you have a little bit of the downtrend. Something like here might happen, right? If you look at it, so we're probably looking something like that. So maybe it hits like. Here we're looking at this line, but maybe it will turn before that. So we probably will be trading something like here during this stream, but we're going to see. Generally, I'm super bullish on Ethereum. This is great news. I love 4,000 Ethereum, as everyone, I think. So this is really cool. So this is one thing that's happening. I'm going to put on the trades that we did. So basically what we did last time was Sol and Fartcoin. We had a couple more positions, but those were the main ones that I left overnight in order for them to play out. And that brought us basically $800 PNL. I'm going to note it roughly here. And we have total on the account right now. We have 1,846. That's our total. So that was for the past stream, and this stream is on the 8th of August 2025. So PNL, of course, that's going to stay, and we'll see what we're going to do. The lessons from last time: Popcat plus well, not Popcat, Fartcoin plus Sol longs nailed perfectly, because we actually hit the take profits on Fartcoin before, and on Sol, well, just right now I was closing that, so I think that's pretty cool. We're going to open this kind of long here for a moment. I'm going to short that with super tight stop loss just in case, because we're probably going to rebound quite a lot. Well, maybe yeah, I think we're going to rebound quite a lot. Let's see how it goes. Maybe just a small scalp right now. We're going to see how deep it will go into the bottom. But at least there's something happening here already. I mean, 4,000 is such a great number for Ethereum, so it's like going to be definitely rejected. But we're going to see what happens. So yeah, we just scalped $60 because why not? I mean, all in total, well, 50 after the fees, basically. So this is pretty cool one, or maybe 40, right? If you look at the account and look at the cost of the opening, cost of the closing. So $40 scalped, and we're going to see whether we're going to get another bump up, or if it's going to go down even more. But I think it's pretty cool one. that we have this kind of price action. Also, if you have any comments on, I need to probably check also whether it's running well, this stream on YouTube, and if you have any questions there, then we're going to discuss there. So yeah, I can note that already. This is another thing. Yeah, meme coin creator guide, that's an old stuff. Let me go with ETH scalp short plus $50. Not a bad start as the beginning of the session, but again, remember that we have to be a little bit degenerate. That's the premise of this series, because in the end, we want to really get to $10,000 and beyond that. So 10xing our account and then probably 10xing again, 10xing again. And in order to do that, you really have to be a little bit degenerate. Like those scalps, of course, work. And this is a good strategy in general if you can feel the momentum. But those gives you a very small profit. And sometimes you just lose. So, you know, it's good for like the short-term positions, but nothing spectacular. In order to have really great profits, you really have to have the positions run for a little bit. You don't cut your winners. Right now we're getting the rejection, so it's good that we closed. We're going to look and observe Ethereum, of course, but we're going to have a look at a couple of other coins that are maybe a little bit weaker to short them. Maybe things like Pendle. Well, Pendle is super strong. I'm not thinking I'll be shorting that. But I'm definitely more on the short side right now, just because if we have super up movement, then I'm more on the short. So, however, that sometimes doesn't work well. Anyway, we're going to also look what's happening on Twitter here, what we can participate in. Also, I'm probably going to publish the stream here so that people can join everywhere. Yeah. So as in previous streams, I'm basically going to look for the interesting positions to enter. Ideally something for longer term. So I'm doing these streams at least once a week, usually Friday, but also sometimes twice a week, Monday plus Friday then. Those are the 2 days, so you should be looking out for 2 days for Monday and Fridays, because there's the most price action is happening usually over there on average, because on the opening after the weekend and then just closing before the weekend, because maybe there were some moves around that. So those are the interesting moments, and this is what I'm trying to stream. So yeah, this is it. We're going to have a look at a couple of those things, drink a little bit of tea, and then see what's happening in a larger market. Also, if you go to CoinGlass and look at the liquidation data, then basically you can see that shorts are getting liquidated left and right on basically everything, except for a couple of positions, I guess. But it's mostly all the price action is going up. So this is something that this is the momentum basically. We're going to yep. So as you can see, people are super excited about $4,000 Ethereum. And of course, this is such a nice point, because if Ethereum goes higher and higher, then we probably get an altcoin season. This is like the best indicator usually for the altcoin season. For now, we're looking whether we're going to get something like that or more, something like that. So this is another kind of price movement that we might get, and basically retrieving all of the movement. So in the short term, it seems more like we're going to reject that, right? Like this might be the move here, just on the larger scale. So this is the scenario, say 2. Let me. So we have those kind of 2 scenarios here. This is scenario 2. Let's go with, and this is scenario 1 that we're trying to play probably here today. So this is the two scenarios on Ethereum that we might be getting. It seems like we're more on getting into the direction of 2, which is fine. I mean, there is supposed to be some kind of a rejection, I guess, but in the end, at some point, we should get much higher on Ethereum. And probably I would expect that something like this would happen when we get finally like rate cuts, and there will be super bullish momentum generally overall. And for now, we can go, a little bit up and down. So it's going to be interesting to look at. If you look at top people, so I basically look at money printers. This is on CoinMarketMan Hyper Tracker, really cool application. Those are the people who did at least $1 million PNL on Hyperliquid, and they are mostly bullish on at least Ethereum, Sol, BTC, bearish on Fartcoin, which is interesting. Let's see what's happening actually with Fartcoin. Maybe it's actually wiser to short that one. Yeah, they're like the movements here are much crazier, as you can see. This price is getting rejected right now, so it might be interesting here to observe as well. So we're going to have a look here, what's happening. Let me just check also various comments that might appear in different places. I'm just going to check whether we have everything in place on other streaming platforms so that it's all running well. But it seems like yeah, I probably should show you because of my looking at the question. Judson is asking how much are you currently on this challenge? $880, but probably you can't see it because of my image in the right corner. So I just did that a little bit smaller. Let me just also, that won't work here, but I probably can show you a portfolio all in total. So that's the PNL here on and the account value, like starting from 0, and this is basically the PNL curve. I think that's probably the best, and it's all done on Perps anyway. So yeah, I can show you on Perps. So 300,000 volume already, max drawdown 20%. I think that's pretty cool. Altogether, if you look at the portfolio, this is pretty nice. But yeah, if we want to really do it to 10,000, and that's the goal, I prefer it's going to be either the blow up or $10,000. Then we really have to need to take some more degenerate bets, because just a little bit of scalping here and there won't help you. I mean, it will take a lot of time to really do it. And here, this is for entertainment, remember. So we're really trying to do degenerate bets in order to make it. And I think this will be much more interesting. That's why we're also looking for bets that might be, great for like the period of a couple of days for holding. So ideally something that we can hit with like 10x leverage, and then hit this like 5% to 10% movement ideally, because that would make the positions go quite a lot. And of course, we're going to lose quite tight stop losses in order to, well, if we are wrong, then to contain the losses and not be liquidated on any single position entirely. But other than that, then we're going to play pretty rough. We want to have the at least 10x leverage, I guess. 5x sometimes is fine, but it's going also to be super hard to do it unless you hit something like Pendle maybe. So Pendle is of course looking great altogether, but if you have hit it, I guess, well, if we have hit it on a Friday, I guess that would be amazing, right? So a couple of days ago, then Pendle really did almost almost 2x, like 70%, I guess. So this would be pretty amazing here. But we didn't, so this is something we have to look for other stuff to long short. I would expect a little bit of a drawdown right now after such a movement. Link is also interesting because there were some bullish news regarding buybacks, so that might be interesting as well. But right now everything is going up more or less because, well, Ethereum is going up. I think Bitcoin should be also going up a little bit. Yeah, but it's nothing crazy. As you can see here, I think Ethereum is the most bullish stuff here. Okay, it's going definitely down. Right now we could have hold this short for longer, I guess, but yeah, you can't predict it. We ended with a small profit, so yeah, this is what it is. All in all, the momentum is definitely bullish on Ethereum. So I'm just going to wait for a good entry. Hopefully we get that in the next hour or so in order to enter maybe, and I will hold that over the weekend. That would be great to have like a long position on Ethereum, but if we don't manage to get one, then we try to find something else. I'm going to look at what some of the whales are doing. Especially the bullish ones are usually interesting to look at. Oh yeah, this is just ETH plus SOL long. I mean, it's probably good to relong SOL after we sold it, because I guess it it got down a little bit. We actually sold almost the local top. So yeah, I'm going to long it just a little bit here with a super tight loss, I guess, for like 175 maybe. Let's see. Even a little bit, yeah, 174.70. Okay, I wanted to, have the stop loss below this kind of support line. Because that was the previous trend here around 174. We're going to see what will happen. I think I'm super bullish also on Solana. You can see we got a little bit of the rebound here. And of course, Sol actually got down quite a lot. And I think if you look at this ratio of Solana to Ethereum, it's in a very interesting spot, because for a longer time, Solana was winning. And right now we're saying that Ethereum is winning even more. So it's very, very interesting stuff happening. I'm bullish on both. At least for Solana, I don't know how high it can go, but I believe it can go at least to $200 from here, which is, it's not even its previous all-time high. Its previous all-time high is closer, of course, to like 250. I think that was, or maybe did it went to actually 300? I don't think so. We're going to have a look at the price. No, I think the highest it was 262. If we go at the max, then in the last cycle it was like 250 something. So it never went to 300. I think that's the spot where it might top this cycle, but who knows? This is going to be interesting to watch. But of course, here we're going after the long part. This is of course something that I would love to, again, have overnight, because at least if you were to take profit at 180, then this is something cool to have as well. If not, we're going for a short scalp. Yeah, so this whale actually, as you can see, he has massive. He did a massive position on Ethereum and Solana on the cross. That was a very good bet, I guess. Paid quite a lot on Ethereum. I think he's holding that for longer. But generally speaking, he has $100 million of Ethereum, $70 million on Solana, 20x leverage, 20 and here 20x leverage, 25 and 20. So this is pretty substantial. Yeah. Let's just look at the P&L maybe. That's the... Yeah, in total he got like $7 million P&L, right? But you had to stomach the loss of 12 million, at least on paper, right? This is the drawdown. So you have this crazy volatility if you go with this kind of positions. He's doing that on cross. No, I guess no invalidation except for like the total, liquidation of the account. Well, pretty brave stuff. Of course, you can win big, you can lose big. We'll see what will happen. Anyway, this is Solana. I think that's cool. We're going to have a look at a couple other stuff that's happening. But also, let's have a look at some bearish guys that are doing good right now. Okay, this is more of a bot, so I'm not really into that. Oh, okay, this one is just shorting Bitcoin, I guess, from 111, so he's a little bit down, minus 6 millions. We're looking at other guys. Yeah, I guess this is another kind of bot, or at least some kind of a like spread out the position. So we're really not looking into that because we want to keep it simple here. I'm going to close it because I'm not sure it won't go down a little bit. So we did, just a small minus $10, but I'm not sure it won't go, like to this line here, and then we start beating again. Just started reversing and then went down. So I don't know. I don't feel good about it. So for now, it's going to be stopped. But this is the ideas for what we can hold. I mean, if during this session, if we'll go down a little bit more and then maybe Sol will go down, then this is what we're going to beat. Let me just delete those. This is what we're going to look at and where we're going to trade. So we're still looking for a great trade for this session. Of course, in normal conditions, when you're not doing the challenge and not streaming, you don't have to force positions. It's not like it's always good to have a position, especially that if you don't know what happens. Probably in this scenario right now, I would wait for what would happen because especially after taking profit with both Fartcoin and Solana, and I would just leave it be to see what will happen and not chase any of those candles. I'm more on the short side anyway. I mean, probably shorting should be here, but yeah, we're a little bit down. Or maybe there will be a rebound on XRP here. We can go for, we can try going for like a short scalp here. Let's see whether that will work out. With the stop loss of 3.3. Maybe even well, yeah, not really great for the scalp. Let's see. I mean, we have to have more either clear momentum or something must break in order to really make it happen, or maybe we'll get like, you know, this kind of position, it start chopping, and then we start betting on a break up because macro momentum is bullish. You know, we're waiting for some things to happen, and we're going to test different stuff in the meantime to try to catch something. Yeah, this looks like breaking, but who knows? Super tight loss, and we'll see what happened with a short on link. We're going to keep on looking for other trade ideas as well. Also, let me check other places. Yeah, we keep on looking for cool stuff here, what we can long, especially for the longer period of time. The white whale, this is the guy I follow on Twitter. I like, he's more on the bullish side. Yeah, he's right now mostly bullish on Solana. As you can see, that's his most, the biggest position right now is definitely Solana. But he entered that a little bit above. I think he had also like Ethereum position before, but maybe he closed that right now. Yeah, you can't see history really here right now on this app. I would have to go to something different. But this is this guy on Twitter. If you go to white whale, then this is this guy. As you can see, he's pretty good. Altogether, he's like $28 million PNL. But I don't know. I think so this is a pretty cool one. Yeah, and he's mostly holding this Sol long. I think Sol is really great here. At least at this price, right? Because it lost a little bit of momentum, but I still think like this is a great thing to maybe hold, especially until at least $200. So I want to enter Sol, but yeah, let's wait for like something to happen, whether it will stabilize around maybe this price, and then this would be good to enter. And I'd love to like, you know, hold it for a little bit longer, at least put the proper brackets where we put like a take profit, stop loss, and so on. Just like with Link to a certain degree, because if I were to leave it for the night, I probably would put the stop loss somewhere here. Maybe not betting on it breaking entirely, but maybe like, let's see. Well, at 19 would be great, of course, but maybe even lower here. Let's see how it goes altogether. Ideally, we can hit something that we can, you know, ride overnight and get more profits on, because that's the only way to really multiply your account. In order to do it, you have to have larger positions, of course, taking all the time percentage of your total account, and then using really that to get to larger and larger P&Ls. We're going to see what will happen here. Link might be a nice scalp, of course. We're going to see what will happen here. Yeah, it all depends actually on the fact whether to what extent Ethereum will stay in this range, I think. Right now it's doing pretty cool, but we don't know whether it's, going break entirely or like just stay here. I'm thinking of shorting it a little bit, because to be honest, it might go down. Let me just where do I want to put the stop loss here? Yeah, yeah, if I were to put the tight stop loss, this is something that I would do. We can see how it will run right now. And this is something that I would, bet that, and then maybe take profit would be somewhere around like here, or like even lower. So we would be guessing here, around 3,800 to get back to the previous levels if that gets rejected over the weekend. Because usually you have this kind of price action where some of the prices are rejected. Sometimes you get, like, if you have super liquid weekends, you get the price going up on the weekend. I mean, it all depends on the momentum, but it seems like usually weekends are for the reversal plays. So you can get some hits like that. I mean, so far it's holding pretty nicely. We're going to see what will happen here. Of course, we have to observe the prices for both of those positions, both Link and ETH. This kind of reversal plays are probably one of the best ways to make money in the beginning. Of course, it takes time to really get some of the levels where the action is playing, and also it takes a lot of concentration if you want to actively manage those positions. So to be honest, it's not worth it in the end unless you really want to consecrate like 12 to 18 hours per day looking at the charts and you're really good at it, because it's much easier to make money sometimes just holding spot positions. You won't make money that fast, but you also want to lose money that fast. And sometimes it's just easier, to hold things like Ethereum or Solana, or for example, where Solana hits like $100 in April, or Ethereum hits like 1,500 or something. Then it's a really good moment to just keep on buying, and then it would be selling on rips like that, instead of like stressing day after day really doing. Of course, like, there are styles to this, and depending on the person, you might prefer one style to the other, and I think that's really cool. There are guys who are amazingly well playing the perp game. There are guys who are really well playing the spot game, for example, buying and selling meme coins. There are people who make a ton of money just buying and selling Ethereum. There's a guy who just makes a ton of money buying and selling CryptoPunks, and he just, has his market of CryptoPunks. This has this kind of bidding everything and selling, and basically, I don't know in how many percentage of transaction he is, but I think like he did something at least like maybe 10% of all CryptoPunks transaction, and this is how he makes his money. He's buying punks when they low, and he's selling punks when they higher, and he's good also at identifying CryptoPunks that are for some reason mispriced because people are putting them on the floor, whereas they should be like much higher because they have some kind of rarity. So you have to have this kind of a niche market. This is the way you can have edge in anything. And your edge can be in perp trading, your edge can be in meme coin trading. There's just so many different edges. Usually it's better to have one single thing, or at least if you have multiple things, to have them like play together. For me, it's actually, I'm mostly in meme coins and smaller alts, and then I play, and then I have on spot, I have Ethereum and majors, and just trying to more long and short depending on the momentum. But also, for me, perps are great to actually feel the market, how it moves on a basis of day to day. This is great for really getting how they look like, because if you have the position, then you start caring much more about the particular things. And also, of course, you can make money, but this is so far doing pretty okay, I would say. Yeah, I can leave it for a bit longer. We had the scalp here. We had what? Something like XRP, ETH. There are a couple of others that didn't work at first, and now we're running these positions. Let's see how it works. I mean, I'm not yet sure whether this is the kind of position that I will hold over, because, you know, anytime ETH can reverse here and just go parabolic, but maybe not. I mean, depending on where this action is coming from. Yeah, so a lot of that is just a waiting game. We're just waiting what will happen and whether our positions will hold. In the meantime, we can have a look at a couple of other things, I guess. And just I'm going to, you know, keep one eye on the price action on the other browser so that we don't miss any kind of action, especially no action on ETH. We just basically here we're bidding that ETH will go down to like 9,000, right? So like $50 down or something. This would be what we're betting for. But again, I'm super bullish ETH. This is something that I should mention. Long term, it's definitely going much higher. Yeah, so this is the guy that I mentioned. Playing Solana right now. Let's have a look at other stuff. Yeah, actually, S&P 500 is a pretty interesting spot. You know, in the all-time highs after all-time highs. I'm basically starting to look at different stocks because that's the market where we might have quite a lot of action. There are different stocks that are, well, most of the stocks probably are overvalued to a certain extent because we had so many runs, especially if you look at AI. But there are different spots like robotics, quantum. I guess that would be really interesting to have a look at. This is what I plan to do as well. This might be interesting as well. Yeah, coding games with AI is really cool. I'm looking through my timeline. Of course, on my timeline, probably have like mostly different smaller crypto coming, but maybe there's something. Yep. Yeah, this looks pretty crazy, especially if you think that we had this kind of movement here on the in 2024 to 2025, and basically went to the lows we had in 2022 after the crash of FTX, and that was caused purely by some kind of a panic after tariffs. So this was pretty crazy. This was really crazy. Yeah, if he's holding pretty well, I think Link is definitely going much lower here constantly. I'll probably, you know, like move the stop loss here. Move the stop loss here so that we're already in profit. We're going to profit at least something if it moves against us, and then we can basically just leave it overnight, I think. Because this is a good moment. I probably could do it even lower, but yeah, let's not overplay it. This is definitely something that's staying with us. We can take a little bit of profit if it goes. If it, you know, keeps on going down, then that's also good. Trading stop loss is one of the best ways, I guess, too. So whenever you think like taking profit, just, you know, put a stop loss just like 5% above it or something, so that In the worst case, you just lose that 5%, but you're still in profit. I think that's like the best way. And then if there's some kind of a down movement that you know haven't predicted, but still it happens, then you're good to go and good to profit from that. I think this is like the best thing to you can do in most of the scenarios, because this way you get the profits and you keep those profits. So pretty aggressive on taking profits, especially on perps. I'm definitely less aggressive on taking profits when it comes to like meme coins, which is actually, I think, more of a bad thing, because taking more profits more often is usually a good strategy. There are a lot of people who are making a ton of money just going in and out of different meme coins. So they're doing that really well. So here, for this kind of trading that I'm doing, this is also fine. Especially when you're scalping and trying to win, have like smaller wins, but more often, this works pretty fine. Yeah, so we're looking for something to break, but actually, maybe even I put the stop loss here a little bit higher. Maybe not. Let's leave it right now as it is, and we're going to see what will happen in the total position. So if it's going rebounding a little bit for now, we're going to see how high it can go. As you can see, it's super volatile right now, so those kind of days are really perfect for trading and scalping. Usually you don't want to get chopped to death when it's like moving like that, and then you keep on hitting the wrong places, buying and selling in the wrong places, then usually you get chopped. So when you have this kind of volatility of like going a lot of up, a lot of down, then of course you're going to lose something, but then you can win much more bigly, which is a great thing in the end. Yes, I think we're going to get closed on this one, maybe. Let's see. This means also Chainlink is going to get closed. Yep, we're going to get closed here, so I'm going to close also this position here, because it's also going, yep, and it's going much higher, which is good. We can reshort higher if needed. Let's wait for what will happen here with the with Ethereum and how high it can rebound here, really. All in all, yeah, we got -60 on ETH, +40 on Chainlink, so -20 in total, -10, so -30. Pretty much break even this session so far. We are 100 up, but of course, waiting for what will happen. Let's try again with re-entering here higher, and then putting again tight stop losses. If it moves against us, we should be fine too. So this is usually what I do. I mean, I'm waiting for some of the price action to fall down and basically putting the tight stop loss just right after the candle. There's never a certain method. You can always, lose in this kind of positions, but usually if you're careful, then, or maybe not usually, sometimes it works bigly. I mean, you can lose quite a lot, but in a small way a lot of times, but then once you catch it, then probably you can catch it in a good spot, and then you can ride it to some nice value. So maybe it's not usually, because usually would indicate that it happens most of the time, and I think it's more. It really depends. It really depends. The idea here is that this is what we're doing. We're trying to, if we lose small amounts. If we win bigly. This is the only way to go and multiply your account. This is what we're trying to do. So this is exactly here. We have super tight stop losses. We want to sometimes save um, our positions by basically putting those trailing stop losses, so putting stop losses lower and lower. But usually we're basically waiting for a big run, because I could scalp here, go back to, like some profit over this session. But again, this is ideally, I want to have something that I can stay with over the weekend. I'm not sure this is this position. Maybe it is, I don't know. But ideally we want to have something bigger to win. So maybe it is, if it starts getting down, then we can either take profit or put the trailing stop loss much lower. And this is basically the scenario that we're waiting for. Or if it keeps breaking up, I mean, still, I'm just not the believer that we get like 4,200 or 300 over the weekend. And I'm just basically betting against it, even though this is something we might get next week. But let me actually, I want to check something. I want to check daily candles on Ethereum, because I wanted to basically see, can I see it here? 3 months and then maybe 1 month. Basically, what I wanted to see is how often you have like over 5% daily candles. I guess I would have to analyze it in a different way. Basically, download the data, put it in like ChatGPT or something to really see it. Because it definitely happens. Like you can see here, we had this massive candle yesterday. And there were some places, like especially we're going here especially from last month, then we had this period, like the second half of July, where ETH was putting basically those 5% candles day after day. So it's definitely possible that we get another 5% candle over the weekend, and we basically go to like we would definitely 5% candle of $4,000 to $100 basically. So yeah, we would be going to for 4,200. So this might be it. This might be really it for the Ethereum all-time high. I believe like we can get to Ethereum all-time high by the end of the year. That would be awesome. So this is something to definitely look at. I'm going to check some other prices on a different tab, but keep on watching this one because we want to be sure that we can ride this position. And this would be really great. Also, in the meantime, I probably can have a look at other coins. Let's see what happened with Link. I think it went up a little bit as well. Yeah, it went up a little bit, but back to the level it was at. So that's good. Aptos went up quite a lot. Well, XRP went quite a lot down, so we could have hold this short. That would be good scalp here. Bera. Yeah, we have to look for something like with 10x leverage to really make it. Let's have a look at Sol as well. Oh, so we missed this moment actually, but This is a very nice spot for longing, if it holds. I mean, we can. I mean, in total, it would be pretty cool position. I think if I'm just thinking, like whether we can put like this, have this short for Ethereum and then put the long for Sol. So this would be kind of a hedge because Sol and ETH are correlated. And then if we put the tight stop losses, then one of them would run, I guess, ideally to some extent. So this would be pretty cool. I'm just waiting so I'm more inclined to long Ethereum, to long Solana here, and this is the position that I would leave over for the weekend. I'm just looking for whether it would break down here, because if it breaks, then it might go all the way down to 170. But to be honest, this might be a good spot, and if we put the stop loss around here, then it should be fine for the amount of losses. The only thing is just I want to, if I put the long here, 1 and 175. Yeah, I would guess this is pretty tight. So if we lose those kind of, I mean, the tight a little bit, let me change. Just thinking, yeah, let me even do. Okay, now I just wanted to have also this level, because if we really lose this level, then it's really going quite a lot down. So we're going to see whether that will survive. And this is the position that we have. So we basically have betting on Ethereum going down, a little bit hedge on Solana. Also, if you look at the position size, the Solana is for $10,000. This is for 25,000. So basically, this is the longing of ETH to Sol rate right now. No, longing Sol to ETH, sorry, because we're shorting Ethereum. That took me a moment. Also with some leverage on Ethereum, right? Because the position is higher, but this is something that I feel more and more confident holding over the weekend, because to a certain extent it can. Well, let's see what will happen with Ethereum. To a certain extent, that has tight stop losses, so we won't lose much. Of course, you can get liquidated on both of those positions. Like if the market goes like that in a sinusoid, then basically you're going to lose on both positions. But in the ideal scenario, when we have this upward momentum and tight stop losses, but especially on Solana, we had them like a pretty room for some briefing, then it might be fine for the longer period of time. So this might be something that would work. I'm just thinking about maybe I can. I would basically just put a little bit looser stop loss on Ethereum, like here. Let me see how much would be at risk then. Yeah, this is much more risky. We can basically, let's go back to actually, I'm going to close it for a moment and let's think about eventual reopening. Yeah, I'm just thinking about, you know, the it's going to get more bullish right now. So we're waiting to see what will happen in a moment. The idea here is like, again, we can go either it starts drifting upwards, or we get a little bit of the down movement, and then depending on what will happen next, we can bet on one or the other scenario. For now it's going up, so that's why I wanted to close it. Well, the idea, the other thing that we can do is basically we can just go with a little bit smaller position, right? And then risk okay, this is sold, this 170. So this is probably the bracket that I feel confident in having. Probably if we're bullish, we can actually push it up a little bit from these levels. So something like 1, 2. 1, 3 looks nice as well. Okay, let's not get too greedy. This is probably something I would expect here. Maybe we just put more on a sold position actually here. This is we don't have to go with Ethereum, which is, as you can see, again trending upwards. So it's a good we close the position. I'm not sure. I mean, Ethereum definitely can do something like that and go upwards. In the end, like, we're definitely looking at bullish momentum for Ethereum in the longer period of time. So especially looking at weeks rather than days or hours, we're definitely going higher. So in the way, shorting here is going against the trend. But sometimes you short because of the, you know, mean reversal or something like that. It's like mean reversal or scalping. This, to remind you, this is one of the strategies that we are taking here. Pair trading as well. So sol if pair is great. Trailing stop loss is everything we're using. So this is the strategies that I've mentioned. And of course, use PC crypto code on Hyperliquid to have discount on fees. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Anyway, this is what we're looking at. I'm not sure with Ethereum, so I don't want to long it for longer right now because that was just a fresh breakout here. So in my eyes, it's much harder to hold it, especially that if was so much down for so long. Let's have a look at some other coins. In it, pretty cool one, but we're looking at other stuff that might be doing interesting stuff. Pepe, let's have a look at Pepe. Usually it's a good beta to Ethereum. Well, the chart is pretty much similar, so we don't. Let's see what Fartcoin is doing. Oh, so actually I'm more tempted to long. Maybe we do the same position. Maybe it's a weekly thing. I'm more tempted to actually long Fartcoin here because we have. Let's see how it will look like. Bullish momentum. If we were to do it like that and then have So stop loss at 101 and say take profit at 0.5. I mean, it's okay. It's not so 0.6 would be a little bit better. I guess it's something doable over the weekend. Let's see. So far nothing interesting. We're going with Eve as well. Let's see whether we can. Yeah, it's going much lower here right now. So probably Bitcoin is also going down a little bit. Yeah, everything moving down now. I mean, yeah, we can try doing, try putting short here. Yeah, that was probably a very quick loss on here on Fartcoin. Yeah, to some extent, Fartcoin is levered Solana, right? Because it's one of the biggest memes on Solana, and it's not entirely independent of the price action of Solana. So if Solana is going down, Fartcoin will go down even more, and if it's going up, it should go up even more. At least that was so it's a little bit like Pepe to Ethereum. Of course, Pepe to Ethereum to some extent broke down over the past, I think, couple of months because Ethereum kept on going up. Pepe was pretty stable, but definitely in 2024 that was the case. So you could have longed Pepe instead of Ethereum for all the or just buy spot, and it basically ended when Pepe went to its all-time high at like I think $11 billion market cap or something like that. And right now it stays much lower. So we're waiting right now for the right moment to. I'm probably going to hold this Fartcoin position and just want to re-enter Ethereum. Maybe I just like do it here on what I have here. I can go with USD size of like $10,000 for the sell. Oh, we got liquidated on Fartcoin right now. So yeah, not great. We're still holding, but it's not perfect. Yes, what I'm going to do is actually we can enter more size on Ethereum. And basically, I'm going to stick with the initial plan of like putting the stop loss much higher, and that should be it for holding. So this is a little bit risky. We're going to lose more on the position if we are liquidated. We're still going to be up, but this is the risks you have to take in order to make it. and maybe just put some kind of a stop profit. The stop profit probably would be somewhere that we go down, quite a lot. I don't know if we go down to like 370. 380 would be like we don't want to be greedy here, at least not very much. So I don't know, something like 3. That would be probably what we're betting. Yeah. Because this is like pretty much the previous level that we're holding. So yeah, I guess this is something we can run with, I guess. Potential loss, of course we can lose everything here. In the worst case scenario, here we're going to lose $350, $90, and here we're going to lose 200, so 300 in total. That's still fine, we'll be in profit, but this is something that we can definitely have a go at. Yeah, this Fartcoin long was unnecessary, definitely. I was too fast to enter Fartcoin. Maybe just noted for the short. Okay, that's for the okay, we didn't do much with Fartcoin. Long Sol, and then we also short ETH. But it seems like we won't hold ETH levels as well. We probably go much lower. This is fine, I guess. What we can do is actually I'm just thinking, because we probably, if we close it right now, we can always put limit orders much lower and just try to bet there. Also, I started thinking about shorting Sol right now, at least for the weekend. Maybe it's not a bad idea to actually short it to those levels. Yeah, let me think. I think if we get close right now, I'm just going short. We might get close, or there might be some kind of a reversal right now, because we are at the support level. But yeah, we can just wait for a little bit longer and see what will happen. I'm fine with definitely leaving Ethereum short open. But probably the other idea would be actually leaving Solana short open. Because we're playing for the next couple of days. Weekend might be interesting, less liquidity, so less injection of capital. Some whales are playing, of course, so something might happen, but we might get a little bit bearish there. So that would be the bet. And then Monday we can go up again. I'm just waiting for Solana right now to do something. If it goes super down right now, we're going to see what can happen. Well, if it goes up, actually, ideally can go up a little bit, and then I can close it and reopen short. That would be the one of the scenarios here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see. Okay, this is pretty crazy. 40x leverage on Bitcoin. Pretty bullish. Okay, we're waiting here for Solana to do something, but probably this is more tempting to close the position and then just reopen short. I'm not sure it will hold. For now it holds the support line, so it's fine. Okay, I'm probably not going to to close it here. So what I'm going to do is just put limit orders. I can, yeah. I'm just thinking how much I should do that. Yeah, I think even 180. We're going to do something like that, I guess. So put a stop loss for buying Solana when if it gets to 180. 68 over the weekend, with the stop loss at stop loss at 165. So this is just not to stay here. We're going to see what will happen, because so this is a scenario where actually we're not that bullish, everything falls down, so our if short will print in this case. Otherwise, nothing happens, I guess. We can lose everything here. So this is the positions that we're probably staying with. I'm going to end here. This is where we're trying to print. So we're trying to print either on Ethereum, basically betting that it won't go again over $4,020 over the weekend. And we're trying to close that below. Maybe we get greedy and actually we get to this level. Well, who knows? I'm going to put it here just to have it in case. And this position, if it gets liquidated, I mean, on one case, if it's bullish, then we're going to print here on Solana. If it will have a bearish momentum, then we're going to rebuy lower at this price, and we're going to put the long there. And I think it's fine because this long is pretty on the lower level. So I think it's going to be fine. Then the only thing I'm tempted to do is maybe lower a little bit the stop loss here for Solana. So do it like 173 because that was this chop area here, and this looks like maybe a little bit better. Let me try to do something like that. So we did a little bit wider net for Solana. In case it does a little bit of down movement, because ideally you want to catch at least one of those trades and not lose too much. So we probably can lose. We're going to lose probably $300 on one of those trades if the market goes violently up or down. But on the other hand, we're going to win much more on the other movement. So this is going probably to be fine. And yeah, I'm going to stay with this position right now, and we'll see over the weekend what will happen. I guess I'm going to do the stream at least, I think maybe Monday for a little bit to check on the positions. But if not, if nothing happens, because we can chop over this area, then Friday. But there's more chance that something happens, and we're going to see what will happen exactly. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I see also this quickly comments if you have any questions somewhere. Let me know what you're thinking about that setup. What are you playing yourself? Also, that's going to be cool. So that's one thing. And of course, use code PC Crypto if you want to trade on Hyperliquid and support the channel. Another thing, as I said, I'm trying to do those streams at least Fridays, sometimes Mondays, probably Monday this time, because it's going to be quite eventful in the end. So we're going to see how it perform over time. And yeah, the goal here is to really to really make money trading, but we're going to do some degenerate bets in order to really make a lot of money, because that's the only way. So either we blow up or we 10x the entire account. This is the way forward. Nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose all your capital, so be careful, and see you in the next stream.